What's up? Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we got a little something different for you today. We got an airboat. We're gonna be building some headers and exhaust for it. Pretty cool. Haven't done one of these yet, so I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know too much about it, but it has an engine and it needs exhaust. Big block Chevy. Pretty nice setup. It's got some nice stainless cage, some billet parts. I know these things like to get down and boogie, so customer came in and looking for a nice fresh set of custom headers. So we're here to give them the Hutch treatment. We got some materials here from Vibrant. These flanges I actually got from Stainless Headers. They got a nice variety of flanges. We got some Vibrant collectors. We're gonna be doing 2-inch primaries, going out to 4.5. So we got some V-bands from them, nice quick release setup. We're gonna be using some Vibrant mufflers on there. We got some straight tubing, and we're gonna be using a bunch of U-bends. These are tight radius, 2.5-inch center line, tight radius. They don't have a whole lot of room, so we want to keep it nice and tight coming out of the flange here. So this gives them this nice tight radius bend here will give us what we need. Let's talk more rock. Let's get to work. So we got one side all mocked up. I know I make it look easy, but far from it. Definitely a lot of thought process involved, a lot of trial and error. Basically what I do is, you've seen that I made a bunch of sections. So I'll cut up the 180s into a bunch of little sections. I'll get some 45s and I'll get some 90s. Now the way my plan of attack typically is, I'll make the longest runner first, which is typically the one that's in front of the engine, obviously in front of the collector. That one's gonna be your straightest one, the least amount of bends. That will locate my collector. I'll kind of figure out exactly where that needs to go. And then I'll make my last one. I'll make the one all the way at the end. And I do try to make all of these equal length. So these are all equal length. They're roughly about 20 inches, give or take like a 1/4 inch. And what that means is that each runner is equal amount of length to ensure the best flowetry. Now there's a lot of debate on equal length versus non-equal length. Obviously that has a lot to affect with sound, space constraints too. Do you need equal length? No. I feel like if I'm going through the hassle of building a custom set of headers anyway, I might as well make them the best that I can. Some non-equal length will improve lower end performance. That also comes down to the sizing as well. So this is a big block and I went with 2-inch primaries. The inside of these heads, that's exactly what's on the heads is 2-inch. So I like to match it. I like to match it and make them as equal length as possible. I think that gives you the best all-around performance, gives you good horsepower, awesome sound. That's just the way I like to do things. So that's how I did these. And then I'll go ahead, and once I get my first one done and my last one, I'll go ahead and start working the middle. That's when it gets super complicated, because now I have a set length that I want and I need to match that. So definitely a lot of trial and error. Like for example, I didn't showcase here, but I had this runner on this side and this one going on the opposite. I didn't really like the way it looked. It made it a little bit easier to get it equal length, but I thought that the aesthetics was a little off. They were too close together, and then that one was a little bit more hidden and you couldn't see it. So I went ahead and switched it around. Another thing that you can do for other exhaust tuning is you look up the firing order of the engine. So small block. So firing order of the small block is 18436572. So number one's on that side, 1 will fire, then 8 fires, then 4 fires, and then we're going back to 3 on the opposite side. So in order for that to not only be equal length, but to fire in order out of the collector, which also makes a really crisp sound, real common on 8-to-1 headers. If you see that, it's just wild. You'll see all the runners going into 8, and typically that, if you do it in order like that, it just makes it sound insane. Real exotic sound, just like a nice crisp, badass heavy sound. Anyway, a little bit more complicated, obviously more tubing and space, but that's one way to do it. But it really depends on the engine. If an engine has a firing order that's kind of in order, which I can't remember which ones have it, but that's just another way of doing things. But anyway, I feel like I'm rambling on about nonsense right now. So going back, that's how I like to build these. That's how this one was made. So once I figured out one side, I went ahead and I copied it. And that's pretty much what you saw. Got all my measurements, I got all my lengths, I got my bends. I had a few 90s, some of them had a little bit extra extension on them, a couple straights, a couple 45s, a couple slivers I like to call them, which is half of a 45. Now there are a bunch of different things you can do to make your life a lot easier. They make a lot of modeling blocks for these. So my only issue is that I do a lot of different sizing, different engines, so I would need one in each size and then one in each radius, which can be a lot. These are 2-inch tight radius right now that I'm using because I had a little bit of clearance issues on, you know, to the cage here, but I think it came out pretty good. So next step is going to be, I'm going to separate them all. I'm going to tack them a lot better so they're super tight, because right now they're tacked, but only like 1 or 2 just in case I needed to maneuver anything. Now that everything's happy, I like where everything's sitting, I'm going to pull these off, clean them up, tack them really well, and then fully weld out each runner individually. Then I'm going to put it back on here and I'll tack it on the flange and on the collector and then fully burn them in. All right, I think that's enough jazz. Let's get to welding. Ciao! So a couple pro tips for you. First of all, shout out to Optrel for providing amazing welding protection. This helmet, I've probably had it for almost 2 years now, and it's been solid. So their Panoramics CLT clear lens technology. This thing works really good. It's got really nice headgear, super comfortable. Of course, I got some Tycon gloves, keep our fingers from burning, but just wanted to kind of go over some settings and a couple pro tips and some questions you guys might have. Thought maybe I'd get it out of the way. Furic cup, nonetheless. This is the biggest one they make. They make a 19. This is the SS BBW. I just love having all the gas coverage I can possibly get, so I love using those cups. Settings as far as the welder, I was running this thing at 55 amps. And we're pulsing the pedal, and what that means is, turn this off real quick. So what that means is we're instead of keep running at full throttle and dabbing, every time we do a dab, we put the pedal down. You're throttling down, you're going to be adding the filler, just like that, simultaneously. That's just my preferred method. Some more tools that we use are these super awesome purge plugs by TIG Aesthetics. This nice little quick release right here works really well. Just able to pop that on and off. What's nice about this is you can disconnect this and then your gas stops flowing. So we are running, you know, back purging. All right, all right, all right. We got primaries fully welded out. We got both of them in place. Everything's looking good. Nice and solid. Everything's happy. Nice and tight. Looking really badass. I love the way it looks back here. Just kind of angles out. It's gonna be real sick. So now, more welding. Let's get to it. All right, so really quick, what we have going on here is we have ourselves a fixture for the header flanges. Really, it's just a thicker piece of material. This is 1/2 inch thick versus the 3/8 thick flange of the header. And the reason for this is so that the flange doesn't warp. A lot of heat going to be going on. A lot of heat that's going to be concentrated primarily on the thicker part as well. So if you were to just weld this out without anything, like without it bolted down to any type of fixture, it will warp. Okay, this whole flange will get wavy, and you don't want that because that's how it seals, it being nice and flat. The headers are all complete. Came out really nice. Got the O2 bung on there. Got the V bands on there. Got it all welded out inside and out. Let's get these puppies on and finish up the exhaust. That about wraps up the headers and exhaust fabrication on this airboat. I think everything came out pretty good. Everything's nice and happy. We got big block headers, 2-inch primaries coming out, 2 3-inch, and then coming out the back here. I think that tip came out pretty good. Ought to sound pretty good. It's a pretty big, hefty motor. Customer's gonna come grab it, pick it up, do some fine tuning, and then off to the water. Be curious to see what this thing sounds like. But anyway, there it is. That completes our fabrication. If you guys have any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns, feel free to drop them in the comments. And we'll see you on the next one. Hopefully there'll be some more of these. What do you guys think? Should we do some more marine? I think so. I'd like to get into some power boats, some speed boats. I like to go fast. I want to go fast. Anyway, that's all, folks. We'll see you.